Now let us do a few problems on sampling. So the first problem is, we are given a signal x of t. A signal x of t is given, that is cos 200 pi t plus 2 cos 200 pi t. This signal, they are saying it is sampled at a frequency of 300 hertz. Fs is given as 300 hertz. So if the sample signal is transmitted through a low pass filter, sample signal, they are transmitting that through a low pass filter which has a cutoff frequency of 250 hertz. So what frequency components are present in the output? We have to find the frequency components which are present in the output. So for this, what we have to do, we have to find the, first we will find the spectrum of the ideally sampled signal. So for ideal sample signal, I will call it as xs of omega, right? Xs of omega, that is the spectrum of ideal sampled signal. My ideal signal is xs of t, right? For this, the Fourier transform is xs of omega. What is the Fourier transform? Let us go back to the slides and look. What is the spectrum? This is the spectrum of the sampled signal. What is it given by? 1 by ts summation f of omega minus, this is nothing but n omega s, right? So let's go back. Xs of omega is equals to 1 by ts summation n is equals to minus infinite to plus infinite x of omega minus n omega s, right? I can write it in terms of f also. Instead of omega, I can write f. 1 by ts is nothing but fs, and I have summation n is equals to minus infinite to plus infinite x of f minus n omega s, right? Now, what is fs? Fs is given in the question. It is nothing but 300, right? Fs is 300 and summation x of f. Okay, let me expand this summation here. I'll expand the summation here. I'll expand this summation. When x is equals to 0, what happens? Or let me come from negative axis and so on. When x is equals to minus 1, what happens? It is x of f plus, so when n is equal to minus 1, sorry, f plus fs. When n is equal to 0, it is x of f plus n is equals to 1 f minus fs, and so on and so on, right? Now let me just draw this. Let me just draw this here. This is my x of f, this is my x of f, and this is my f, this is my f. So what are the signal frequencies I have in what are the signal frequencies I have in my x of t? X of t, the first one is cos 200 pi t. If I compare this with cos omega naught t or something like that, what will be my omega? Omega is going to be 200 pi. Omega is 200 pi. Omega is nothing but 2 pi f, right? So what will be my f value? F value is going to be pi cancel, 200 by 2. F is going to be 100. This is one frequency component in x of t. The second frequency component is, if I calculate similarly, the second frequency component is f is equals to 140, right? 140. So these are the two frequencies in my x of f. So the first one is at 100 and the second one is at 140. So at 100 I have a signal, and at negative 100 also I have an impulse, right? Similarly at 140 I have an impulse with an amplitude 2, an amplitude 2, right? This is 2, this is 2, this is 1, and this is 1. This is at 100, this is at 140, this is at negative 100, this is at negative 140. I have considered impulses here because what is the amplitude spectrum of cos? Amplitude spectrum of cos is two impulses, right? Two impulses at omega equals to omega naught and minus omega naught. So the same thing I am drawing here. That's all. That is the base for. So that is the base for this diagram. So this is my x of f. Now I have to draw xs of f, right? This is my xs of f. Xs of f. So let me draw xs of f. So this is the xs of f. Xs of f. So what does xs of f have? It has x of f. So first I will draw x of f. So at 100 and at 140, right? So at 100 and negative frequencies also I have to draw, and at 140. So let me indicate the frequency values also. 100 and 140. So negative 100 and negative 140. And what will be the amplitudes here? Here it is 1 and 2. So there for xs of f I have to multiply with 300. So this amplitude is 300. This amplitude is 300. And the other amplitude is 600. Sorry, one small mistake I have done. For a cos signal, this is what my amplitude spectrum will look like, but with an amplitude of pi, right? When I'm considering omega. So when I consider f, if I consider f instead of omega, if I consider f, I have to divide this by 2 pi. I have to divide this by 2 pi. So the resultant will be 1 by 2. The amplitude result will be 1 by 2. Since this is 1 by 2, here also I have 1 by 2. and here it is 2 by 2. So finally, what do I have? I have 1 here at 140 and 1 by 2 at 100. 1 by 2 at 100. 1 by 2 at 100. Sorry for the confusion. Let us continue now. So 1 into 300 is 300. So at 140, the amplitude is 300. And at 100, the amplitude is half of 300. That is 150. Right? Now x of f I have completed. Now I have x of f plus fs. X of f plus fs. There is a plus sign here. Plus sign means it is shifted to the left side. Right? Plus sign means it is shifted to the left side. So what is the value of fs? Fs is 300. It is shifted by 300. It is shifted by 300 in frequency. So whatever is there at 0, here will be there at 300. So negative 300, right? Negative 300. It is 0. And here minus 100. So minus 100 minus 300. So I have to go till minus 400. Minus 400 is where I have what I have here at minus 100, and similarly minus 440, and then 100 minus 300. So at 200 I have another impulse, and at 240, right, negative 200 and negative 240. Similarly on the right hand side, similarly I have to draw for x of f minus fs. So the first one will be minus 140 plus 300, right? A delayed version, minus 140 plus 300. That is going to be at 160, 160, and then minus 100 plus 300, 200, and then, sorry, this is not negative 240, this is negative 160. And then at 100 plus 100 plus 300, that is 400, and then at 440, and these things keep on repeating, right? This part is my original Fourier transform for the signal x of t. So this is repeated here, and it is repeated here, and it keeps on repeating infinite times. It keeps on repeating infinite times. That is what we had when we discussed the sampling theorem. If you remember, this was the original frequency spectrum, and for the sample version, this frequency spectrum would look like repetitions, periodic repetitions. So that is what we had in the sampling theorem. So now we have created the spectrum for my sampled signal, that is xs of f. We have created. Now what did they ask in the question? If the sampled signal is transmitted through a low pass filter, now they are sending this xs of f through a low pass filter which has a cutoff frequency of fc. So how does the Fourier transform from a low pass filter look like? How does it look like? It looks something like this. They are saying it has a cutoff frequency of 250 Hertz. Generally, a low pass filter is nothing but a gate function, right? It allows only the frequencies less than omega c or fc and rejects everything. So what is the fc here? What is the cutoff frequency? It is 250. So where is 250? 250 is somewhere over here, right? So this is my 250, and here where is 250? Somewhere over here, my 250, negative 250. So in this range, my low pass filter looks like a gate function, right? They haven't specified any amplitude, so I'm considering 1. This is my low pass filter. I will call it H, low pass filter of F, right? This is my F, and 250 Hertz is nothing but my cutoff frequency, Fc. So if I pass the sample signal through my low pass filter, what will happen? It will only pass the frequencies which are less than cutoff frequency, Fc. In my sampled signal, what are the frequencies I have? I have 100, I have 140, 160, 200, 400, 440, and their negative versions, right? So if I send this signal through my low pass filter, only the frequencies which are less than 250 will be present in the output. So what are the frequencies in the output? What are the frequencies in the output? The frequencies in the output are 100 Hertz. 100 Hertz will be there, and then 140 Hertz will be there, 160 Hertz will be there, 200 Hertz will be there, 400 Hertz and 440 Hertz are higher than 250 Hertz, so they will be rejected. So this is my final answer. So these are the frequencies that are present in the output, right? This is how we can find what are the frequency components that are present in the output when a given signal is sampled at Fs and passed through a low pass filter with cutoff frequency Fc. Then one more question: how to find the condition for sampling interval? Find the condition for sampling interval to correctly sample x of t. Correctly sample, that is nothing but Nyquist sampling rate. That is nothing but Nyquist sampling interval or Nyquist sampling rate. So to correctly sample, we need to, what is the formula? Fs equals to 2fm, Ts equals to 1 by 2fm. It is nothing but 1 by Fs, that is nothing but 1 by 2fm. This is the formula. So first we have to find Fm to determine Ts. So what is Fm? Fm is nothing but the maximum frequency component in the signal x of t. So first let us look at what are all the frequency components in x of t. F is equals to, so the first frequency component F1 is equals to omega 1 by 2 pi, right? Omega 1 by 2 pi. F is nothing but omega by 2 pi. So omega 1, what is omega 1? It is 2 pi divided by 2 pi. So the first frequency component is 1. The second frequency component F2 is omega 2 by 2 pi. Omega 2 is nothing but 5 pi, right? 5 pi by 2 pi, that is pi by 2 pi, that is 5 by 2, that is nothing but 2.5. And then the third frequency component is omega 3 by 2 pi. So what is omega 3? Omega 3 is pi. Pi by 2 pi, that is 0.5. So Fm is nothing but maximum of F1, F2 and F3. How many ever frequency components are there? The maximum of all those three. Which one is the maximum here? The maximum is F2, that is 2.5. So Fm is 2.5 Hertz. Now Ts is going to be 1 by 2 Fm. If you substitute Fm, which is 2.5, 1 by 5 seconds. 1 by 5 seconds is your Ts. So the condition to correctly sample correctly sample x of t is Ts is less than or equal to 1 by 5 seconds. Right? That is the condition to correctly sample x of t. Now find the sampling frequency of x of t. Find the sampling frequency of x of t. The sampling frequency Fs is nothing but, so here the question is incomplete. Find the sampling frequency of x of t to recover the original signal. To recover the original signal from its samples. Right? To recover the original signal. So what is the condition on sampling frequency to recover to original signal from its samples? The condition is Fs must be greater than or equal to 2 Fm. Right? Fs must be greater than or equal to 2 Fm. This is the condition. So we have to find Fs. What is Fs? Greater than or equal to 2 Fm. So we have to find Fm first. The sine 20t by pi t. Sine 20t by pi t. So what is the frequency here? F1. F1 is equal to 20 is my omega divided by 2 pi. That is 10 by 5. Then F2 is 40 divided by 2 pi. 20 by pi. which of these is bigger? Which of these is bigger? 20 by pi is bigger, right? 20 by pi is greater than 10 by pi. The maximum is 20 by pi. This is the maximum frequency component. So substitute this here. I have Fs is greater than or equal to 40 by pi Hertz. So this is the condition for sampling frequency to recover the original signal completely. Calculate the Nyquist rate. Nyquist rate is nothing but Fs is equals to 2 Fm. So we'll find Fm first and then Fs. Fm, and in the question they have asked find the Nyquist rate in two different forms. One is Hertz, which we generally do. The other one is radians. The other one is radians. Right? Radians per second is nothing but omega. It is nothing but omega. And Hertz is nothing but F. So generally we'll find first in F. F1 is equals to what? 4 pi by 2 pi. So that is equals to 2. And F2 is equals to 2 pi by 2 pi. That is equals to 1. So the maximum frequency component is 2. So Fs is equals to 2 into 2, 4 Hertz. Fs is equals to 4 hertz, right? Then omega s we have to calculate. Omega s, omega is nothing but 2 pi fs. So that is 2 into 4 pi, that is 8 pi radians per second. This is my omega s. That is my omega s. So these are the different types of problems on sampling theorem. So with this, we have completed the second unit.